Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Coreboy back at it again today with a new fucking video. Today, we have a little bit of a topic, or actually kind of multiple topics in a sense. So this video may be a little bit longer, but I just want to talk about some stuff within the Halo universe and things of that nature. Things that people would like to see in the games, things that people would like to see done with Halo as a fucking title itself. I was really trying to think of the word, but or the letter combination, but I couldn't even think of it because I'm a little stupid, and I may not have just woke up about an hour and a half ago, because I sleep like shit most days, and I woke up at fucking 2 p.m. and I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep, so it's cool, it's great. Um, but yeah, my first topic of conversation that I wanted to talk about today is kind of a big one because I've seen a tweet about it today, and I'm actually going to go ahead and just pull that up because I was actually just talking to someone that I follow on Twitter about it because it's just some cool shit. Um, and this was from Hidden Xperia, which was, what's a genre you'd love to see in a Halo game that hasn't been tried yet, or get a Halo game that hasn't been tried yet? And he made a point of saying an asymmetrical PvP, kind of like Dead by Daylight. That I think would be absolutely fucking insanely gnarly to see. And I don't think of more like DBD, even though, if you guys don't know, I used to play DBD a fuckload. It was actually one of the main games that I used to stream a couple of months ago when I was taking my little break from Halo. And as much as I do enjoy the game, I think the game has a lot of fucking issues that should be looked at more closely. But as an overall, I think it would work so much better if they did it as a game like, for example, Texas Chainsaw, or how Friday the 13th was done. Really, any of those games, I think it would be much better than holding it to a DBD type style. But that's just me personally. As much as I did enjoy DBD back when I was playing it a fuckload, it's definitely one of those games that needs a lot of work. And I would love to see it, and I think in Halo it would be done so well with things like you spawn in as a character, you're, captured by, for example, Covenant. You are like stuck in a Covenant prison and you have to escape, and you're trying to avoid like a player that's playing as, like, for an example, a brute general or an elite, anything of that nature, and you're just trying to escape this place, but you have no weapons. You're trying to use resources that you find and work as a team to escape. Or, for example, you're in an area surrounded by flood and you lost your weapons with your squad or whatever it may be, and you're trying to escape this flood-like area that is just super infested. It's, basically a fucking suicide mission at that point, and things of that nature. I just think it would be so fucking cool to see that within the Halo universe as a whole. Bye, get out of here. What are you doing, Stinky? But yeah, what would you guys like to see? For me personally, I've made a couple of things that I would love to see, and kind of like an idea of how it may work. One is something that I've actually talked about, I think, a little bit here and there. But I would love to see a Halo extraction-like shooter. I'm not typically a big fan of the super realistic extraction shooter titles, but there are a couple that I really do enjoy playing whenever Wow, what the fuck was I doing there, buddy? That was actually fucking embarrassing. What the fuck is wrong with me, buddy? But there's a couple of those titles that I really, really do enjoy. Like, for example, there was a game that came out a couple months ago that I've played quite a bit and was playing it while I was in beta quite a bit as well, but that is Hawked. If you guys have never played that game, it's pretty damn fun. It's a bit more of an indie title. It's not super big or super, I think, well known to most degrees, but I think that game is a really cool blueprint, and they have a lot that they could do with that game that I think is personally just really cool and a lot different from the typical structure of an extraction-like shooter. Personally, wouldn't mind seeing a Halo game done in that style, where maybe done more like Tarkov, where you can play as like ODSTs instead of Spartans. I think ODSTs would work a little bit more in that setting. But also you play as like the Banished or the Covenant, or maybe there's like a Flood section, but the Flood you're more trying to like, take over something rather than extract with goods and such. And you could, if you're playing as ODSTs, collect like Covenant and Banished tech, or trying to get information on the Flood, or if you're playing as one of the others, you're trying to collect like UNSC shit as well, just on top of that. I just think overall that'd be a really cool thing to see in the Halo universe, and something we haven't got before. So I am like 100% here for it. I just think it'd be super sick to see them. Like, I don't know exactly how they would make it work. I just think it's a cool idea of like, oh fuck, that'd be something we haven't got before in Halo. Something that has not been done yet in the grand scheme. And personally, I would just love another game where I can really fulfill my destiny as being an ODST. I just think it'd be sick as fuck. Give me a way to play as ODSTs. I mean, yes, I can customize my Spartan to look like an ODST, but I'm not playing a game as an ODST. I'm still playing as a Spartan, just with ODST gear. But yeah, I would love to know what other people would like to see. I know there's still the people that really want to see a Halo BR title, which I'm not necessarily, I'm not opposed to it, but it's not like exactly what I would like to see done in the Halo universe at this point. I think the BR's like thing is whole, like, it's kind of run its course at this point. The games that are big are big. The games that keep releasing are not really getting traction really at all in comparison. I think that whole thing is just kind of, you know, over it at this point. But I still wouldn't, I wouldn't hate seeing it. I've been saying that, I think, for a while, that I don't necessarily hate the idea of having a Halo BR title. I cannot seem to hit this shot on this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to get that fucking guy down. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not super opposed to it, but I'm also like, do I really need it at this point? Not really, but I'm still not opposed to it. I think a Halo BR would be super cool, and I think it would play really well, surprisingly. Especially with how a lot of Infinite's movement structure works, how a lot of its gunplay works, and things of that nature. Just how the overall game plays. I think it would just fit really well within Infinite's kind of style of gameplay that it has going on. Which, personally, if you guys don't know, I'm a huge fan of. I love the way this game feels. It's one thing that does keep me coming back to it, is I just love the gameplay loop of Infinite. I think it is the most solid Halo that we've got when it comes to gameplay, really ever. As much as I love games like Halo 3 and Reach, this game has something that just those games kind of missed out on, and it's like a super heavy focus on, you know, the playability of it. One thing that I always didn't like about a lot of older Halos was necessarily they felt kind of clunky in the gunplay department. I mean, if you guys watch, I've been playing a little bit of MCC here and there because I do love those games. But one thing I always say is, yeah, the gunplay doesn't feel as precise, or as if it was more, like, it wasn't as focused on. And of course, during those times when those games came out, it was not really a big issue. But when you go play, you know, Halo 4 in comparison, you're like, holy shit, like, they really focused on how the guns feel. They focused on overall, like, what would make this game feel good and make it feel like a more completed shooter in comparison to the games that were released prior, which I think is a great fucking thing from 343. They have always had a very good feeling game, whether people agree or not. If you want to dick ride Bungie, go for it. I don't fucking care. You can go play those games anytime that you want. The MCC exists for that exact reason. If you love those games and you want to play them, hey, guess what? You can, buddy. And no one's gonna fucking stop you. I still fucking play them, and I still love them. Despite their flaws, I still fucking love those games. Those are childhood nostalgic classics for me. I grew up playing Halo with my best friend, and we still go back and play those games to this fucking day. You know why? Because we love them. Despite the flaws, despite the differences, we love those games. Those games are never going to be changed or taken away, and I love them just for that exact reason. But I would like to see some new shit iterated as well, so I just want to know, what does everybody think? What would you all like to see come into the Halo scope of games? You know, would you like to just stick to the original formula, which, hey, I'm not opposed to. You guys know I'm a huge Halo multiplayer fan, so of course I always want to see more added to the Halo multiplayer side of things. To me, Halo multiplayer is something super special to me, and it has been for a very long time. It's one of those things that I just have an unnatural love for. It's like, it's one of those games that's like, it's comforting. As much as I get irritated at the games, as much as I'm, you know, play them, it's one of those things that, like, I can just open it up and play, and I'm having a great fucking time overall. I don't, you know, I like that Halo's always had this, like, core gameplay factor that's always been true to, you know, itself and to Halo as a whole. It's never really strayed away from that. Halo just feels like Halo. Despite any changes that have been made in later games or things of that nature, it always still feels like, well, Halo, which is exactly what I fucking want. That's been my biggest gripe with a lot of games that have changed over the years, like Call of Duty, for example. It's like they strayed away from what made Call of Duty feel like Call of Duty in a lot of ways, and I'm not a fan of that. I like it whenever my games feel like the games that I want to play. I don't want to hop into Halo and play a game that's like fucking Battlefield. I want to play Halo, and I want it to feel just like I said, Halo. It's not that fucking difficult. Yes, I like for them to add new things. I like for them to try new shit. That's one thing that I love about Infinite, is that they've tried so much new shit in this game that just hasn't been done yet, and that hadn't been done in the Halo universe yet. They brought back kind of the old school Halo feel, but added some new things to just bring back life to it. But besides that, of course, leave down below your fucking suggestions on what you would love to see added to the Halo universe when it comes to games. Our next topic is a fucking huge one. It's one that has been talked about a fuckload over the last couple of months, I feel. But that in itself is, what kind of weapons do y'all want to see come to Halo Infinite? We haven't got a weapon in Halo Infinite since the Bandit. The Evo is just a variant of that weapon, and I don't really consider it a new weapon. As much as I love the Evo, it's not a new weapon. It's just a varianted version of the Bandit. It's the Bandit, but for a competitor against the BR and such. While I find the regular Bandit is more of a competitor against the Sidekick and the AR. But what kind of weapons would you like to see added to the game? For me personally, one that I have continuously said that I would love to see again, because I love it in all of its iterations. It's one of my most used guns, I think, across Halo. If you go look on my MCC account, you'll see that I love this fucking weapon, and that is the Covenant Carbine. I think that is a perfect Halo weapon. It's a staple Halo weapon. I love the way that it feels in every single game. It is the perfect counteract for the Covenant when it comes to the BR and the DMR. It's so fucking fun to use. It plays differently than those two weapons. It works super well in game modes like Tactical Slayer or SWAT, as it's called in the other games. Still don't understand why we changed the name of it. I don't know if it's because the SWAT's like a real thing. I don't fucking know. It's a little weird, but hey, it's there. But personally, I would love to see that weapon come back. I absolutely love that gun, and I would just love to have it into Halo Infinite just as a weapon to use. I'd also like to see some like a new shotgun. I think would be great as well. A shotgun that's a one shot, but it's kind of like a mid play between the Bulldog. You know, I've always said the Bulldog kind of nails it in its fire rate category. It's never been bad. It's just, listen, man. Sometimes I just want a good one pump shotgun. That's all I want sometimes. That's one thing I love about the old school Halo. I love the one pump. It's perfect. It's great. And I feel like there's a lot of counterplay in where it wouldn't be super broken in a game like this. But overall, I would just like to fucking see it. It'd be fun to have in a game like this. And like I said, I'm not fucking opposed to it in any way or capacity. So, for me, that would be one that I would like to see as well. But also, I would love to see a proper SMG in this game. We don't really have one other than, I think the only weapon that's considered an SMG within this game, class-wise, is the Needler. The Needler is like the only thing that we got that compares to an SMG, and I would love to see, you know, the OG UNSC SMG make a bit of a fucking comeback. I think it would just be a perfect fucking addition. It would give you more viable and different gameplay styles that would come out with it. Overall, there's just a net positive that comes with having a weapon like that. It adds for a lot of gameplay diversity, which, listen, that's what I like to see in games. I like to see different play styles. I like to see weapons being used differently. You know, I think a lot of people who watch me will probably realize that I'm a big precision weapon fan, but I play super aggressively with precision weapons, and I tend to be pretty damn good at it too, so I got that going for me more than anything, is that, yeah, I use precision weapons, but guess what, buddy? I'm still gonna fucking win against your AR 9 times out of 10. So, for me, just having more weapons to kind of change up my playstyle, I think just is a perfect thing to have in a fucking game. Let me have more custom ability. I don't know. I thought I hit all those. I thought that was enough, but I didn't want to, like, full spray it because I would just run out of ammo. But, hey, that's cool. I guess I'll take it. I'm not going to be mad about it. But, yeah, I would love to just see some different weapons. There's a couple of leaks that have happened here and there that haven't came into the game, but I would still be down for them. One that came out a good couple of months ago was the it was a shotgun for the Banish, but it had, like, a grav hammer attachment to it, which is fucking gnarly, mind you. That's actually crazy that they would even think that's a good idea, but it was like a double-barrel shotgun that, at close range, you could hit him with, like, a gravity hammer attack. I don't know how well that would work and how balanced that would be, but honestly, kind of here for it. Like, fuck it. Well, why not? That would be interesting. I wouldn't hate to play against it, but I also, I don't know what else to say. I would be concerned. I'd be concerned for corner campers a lot more, too. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I would be deeply concerned with those fuckers and how they play. So, you know, maybe we need it, maybe we don't. But overall, I just want to see more weapons getting back to this game. I also wouldn't mind even seeing, despite us having the Mangler, I wouldn't mind having back the old school Mauler. The Mauler was one of my favorite guns in Halo ever. I absolutely fucking love that thing. Rather it be in fucking, like, I think Halo 3 was the only game that we actually had got it in. But in Halo 3, that is one of my favorite weapons to use. I think it is just a super fun weapon, but also it added a lot of gameplay diversity and was like an opponent against the shotgun. And it still is in this game, but it has a lot of different gameplay mechanics that you can kind of use with it and kind of find ways to get around with it compared to how the OG Mangler or the OG Mauler worked as a whole. The Mauler was super close range, but it always decimated at those ranges, so... Oh, God. I'm trying to get this fucking grav hammer down, but they are not wanting to get this grav hammer down. Like, come on, boys. We need to do that. I don't know what I don't know what the fuck my team's doing. They're having a good old time. They're twiddling their thumbs at the back of the map, I think. But overall, on top of what games would you like to see added to the Halo universe, what kind of titles would you like to see appear in the future of Halo? What kind of weapons do you want to see added to Infinite? What do you guys want in this game? What should the developers be focused on adding, you know, rather than skins and maps? Like I said, I know a lot of people are upset that we haven't got any new weapons in a hot while, and I kind of get it because, listen, where this game does kind of lack in a lot of ways is the weapons department. A lot of them kind of don't have a super unique feel, and that is one of my biggest gripes with the game as a whole, is I wish we just had more weapons to apply more gameplay diversity and to kind of entice different playstyles and such. But other than that, leave your comments down below. I want to know what you all want to see. I want to have some more fresh fucking ideas and things that I can talk about y'all with, because, listen, I love a good fresh idea. To me, that adds so much to a game's life whenever you have a community that has, like, consistent ideas, and it's even cooler when we see it put in place. You know, rather that be in Forge or we actually see it added to the game, I just love seeing that shit. To me, that is one of my favorite things about Halo, is we kind of have always seen a lot of the things that we've wanted added over time. Like, I know a lot of people's biggest gripes with Halo 4 and 5, where it didn't feel like classic Halo. It felt more like COD because of a thing like a class system that we had for a good couple of years there. But then in Halo Infinite, we got back to the more classic Halo roots and got a more classic Halo-style multiplayer with no classes. You still have your abilities that you can pick up, but... Nope. Nuh-uh. Nope. We ain't doing this today. I'm not being chased with a fucking gravity hammer. Oh, there he is. He's still there. I figured he would be. Okay, when y'all pushing, please? Thank you. That's how you play a fucking gravity hammer thing like that, because I knew he was just going to stay up there. That's perfect. But yeah, leave down below. Tell me what you want. I'm fucking curious. I just want to hear more from the fucking Halo community. I want to know what you all want to see. And then fuck it, you know, just add 343 on apps and shit and tell them, hey, we want to see this. And, you know, maybe they'll just fucking add it at some point. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't work for the company. I just talk about their game because I like it a lot and I love to see it thrive and do better than what it was whenever it launched. And I'm happy that it is. This game is doing significantly better than it was when we initially got Infinite. Shit, I didn't even play Infinite when it first came out because I heard a lot of not so great things about the game. I always heard that, yes, the gameplay is phenomenal. It's perfect. It is a damn near perfect Halo game and a damn near perfect Halo experience. So, you know, I'm just kind of happy to see it finally getting the love and the limelight that it needs, because god damn it, it deserves it. It's a great game. And, you know, I play it fucking every day because I just love it like that. But other than that, guys, it's been your boy Coreboy. I'm going to hop out of here. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. And, yeah. Later, dudes.